Hi, welcome to today's lesson. We are going to learn the letter P. That's correct. That's the letter P. So, we're going to pronounce the letter and most importantly, learn to read and write the letter in your Puppy Lines book. So let's go!
But before we start, like and subscribe below.
So, let's listen to the sound and look at the pictures closely. The short sound P. The short sound P. Look at the letter P. Now look at the letter P. What's the sound of short P? The short sound of P is P. Let's say that again. The short sound of P is P. Now you say it. The short sound of P is P. That's it. Again, the short sound of P is P. That's correct. So, the short sound of P is P. Well done. Great practice. The short sound of P is P. Great job. Look at the picture. How does this animal go? Yes, and it's called a pig. It loves mud. Yes, pig. It begins with the letter P. It begins with the short sound P. It begins with the letter P. It begins with the short sound P. Now, how does this animal go? That's correct. Look at the picture. This is a type of instrument. Yes, that's correct. It's called a piano. Piano. It begins with the letter P. It begins with the short sound P. It begins with the letter P. It begins with the short sound P. Piano. I'm sure you're going to play it someday. Look at the picture. This is a type of bird. Yes, it's called a pigeon. Pigeon. It begins with the letter P. It begins with the short sound P. It begins with the letter P. It begins with the short sound P. Pigeon. That's correct. Look at the picture. I'm sure it smells great. It's delicious. It's called a pie. Now there are many types of pies. Pie. It begins with the letter P. It begins with the short sound P. It begins with the letter P. It begins with the short sound P. Pie. I'm sure you're gonna have one someday. Look at the picture. Wow, this is also a type of bird. Parrot. Parrot. That's correct. Parrot. It begins with the letter P. It begins with the short sound P. It begins with the letter P. It begins with the short sound P. Parrot. I'm sure you're going to hear more about it. Look at the picture. This is called you've got it, a pencil. Pencil. That's correct. It begins with the letter P. It begins with the short sound P. It begins with the letter P. It begins with the short sound P. Pencil. That's correct. Now look at the picture. Wow, this is such a beautiful place. Yes, it's called a pond. That's correct. A pond. It begins with the letter P. It begins with the short sound P. It begins with the letter P. It begins with the short sound P. Pond. That's correct. Look at the picture. That's a color. Yes, you've got it right. The color is called pink. Pink. That's correct. It begins with the letter P. It begins with the short sound P. It begins with the letter P. It begins with the short sound P. Pink. That's correct. Boys and girls, let's get ready to hear the story. Look at the words that begin and has the letter P. So we're going to also say the sound. So listen up. Introducing the letter P. Now, once upon a time, there was a group of animals in a park talking about the food they had brought to share. The pig brought a pear. The pigeon brought a plum. The parrot brought a peach. The pelican brought a pickle. And the panda brought a plant. Now, when they were about to eat, a peacock came by and asked, "Do you all want a piece of my pie?" Amazing story. Did you hear the sound in the words? All right, let's go. Can you write the letter P on the puppy lines? Let's try and see. Here are some instructions before you start. You must write across the page. That is from left to right, which at the same time will help you to learn to write better. Now, let's look at your seating position. As a student, this is very important. You should sit correctly at your table, comfortably holding your tripod pencil. Yes? Great job! Now, sit back up straight, lean back on your chair rest. Do not allow your pencil to lean over the table. Ensure that your chair is pulled close to your table, and your feet must be kept flat on the floor. Are you ready? Okay, let's go! Now, what's this letter again?
P.
That's correct. The short sound of P is P. Look at the picture, listen, then write the letter P. You pull downward, up, and around. Let's say that again. You pull downward, up, and around. Great job! Try it with your finger in the air. You pull downward, up, and around. Slowly, you pull downward, up, and around. Amazing job! Great! Now keep practicing. Now let's write our letters like Peppy the puppy. For body and tail letters, you write between the dotted blue line and the last blue line. However, the letter starts between the dotted blue line and the red line. Get it? All right. Let's try our letters like Peppy the puppy. Write the letter P in your Penmanship Puppy Lines book. Now, let's try it on the paper. You pull downward, up, and around. Don't forget to do finger spacing. You pull downward, up, and around. You pull downward, up, and around. You pull downward, up, and around. Amazing job!
I love my body and tail letters.
You pull downward, up, and around. Don't forget to do finger spacing. You pull downward, up, and around. That's correct! Wow! You have completed your lesson on the letter P. Stay tuned for the letter J. And the short sound of J is J. Bye, you guys.
Our channel is just for you guys. Check the educational links below.